What is up, you guys? In today's video, I'm gonna give you the 5 things that you need to do before you start your woodworking or your custom furniture business. Let's dive in. All right, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so glad that you're with me. And if you are brand new, you're thinking about starting a woodworking business, you're thinking about starting a custom furniture business, this is gonna be the video for you. So also, by the way, this channel is designed and dedicated to giving you business principles to help you scale your custom furniture business or your woodworking business. So if you have not mashed that subscribe button yet, what are you doing with your life? Make sure that you hit that. So without further ado, let's dive into today's topic. 5 things that you need to do before you start your woodworking or your custom furniture business. Here's the first one. You need to figure out the product. Figure out the product. What is it that you want to build? Right? And so this is so incredibly important because so many guys start and they end up just building a just random assortment of things for a random assortment of people, and they never actually get good at any one particular thing. And they're constantly frustrated because the way that they built this thing, all the skills and principles they learned here don't apply to this product, and they're having to reset up all their equipment. It always takes longer than they think it's going to take, right? So you want to be a company, a brand that's like good at one thing. Maybe good at a couple things max. You don't want to be the catch-all woodworker guy, right? We don't want to do that. We want to be known for something, a particular product or a particular line of products, right? So first thing that we got to do is we got to figure out the product, okay? Second thing that we need to do is that we need to figure out the financials. And this is probably, honestly, probably should have been the first one, not the second one, because what a lot of people do is they see a product, they're like, I would love to make that. They start making it and they build a business and they take off and they realize they can't make any money building that thing, right? So like if you build or make super weird niche things that doesn't really resonate with the entire market, you're gonna have a tough time making a substantial amount of money building and selling those things. And I see this a lot in the woodworking community. You focus more on art than functionality, right? And typically when we see woodworkers that are super gifted that only focus on art, there's always a crazy success story of how somebody is killing it, selling stuff for thousands and thousands of dollars. But for every success story, you don't see the 100 dried skeletons in the desert that didn't make it. All the people that tried that route and failed, right? So in my personal opinion, I would rather build something for function and incorporate beauty into it. So what are some examples of that? Furniture is a great example. Accent walls, kind of like the wall behind me, that's a great example. Doing things that are super functional, that provide value to a large group of the population, and you can also charge a substantial amount of money for those, okay? So number 3 is figure out the marketing. Just posting on your page and hoping you get sales is not a marketing strategy, right? That is called a hoping strategy, and I am not a huge fan of only hoping when it comes to growing my business. If you don't have plans to try to grow and make a substantial amount of money, replace a day job, grow a team, anything like that, sure, take your time. It's gonna take you years, but if you really wanna scale and you really wanna take your business somewhere, you need to have a plan where you can put an input in, you can take an action and immediately get feedback from that action, right? So for me and for all of our clients inside the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, we use paid advertising to generate new leads for our businesses every single day. Every single day, clients inside of the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, they're getting new, fresh leads, they're giving out quotes, they're closing deals on a weekly basis, and they're making upwards of $10, $15, $20, $25, $30, $35, $40,000 per month. And this is what is called a marketing strategy. It's where I can actually take the reins and I can have control over how many leads I get based on how much money I spend. I can take control of how good the leads are. I can take control of these sorts of things because I have a plan where I am taking an action and getting a result, right? So, but you need to have a marketing plan. What are some other marketing strategies that you can use, right? You can reach out to interior designers. You can get in stores. You can wholesale to stores. Get your product in stores through consignment. You can reach out to home builders. You can reach out to the homeowners association. Go to networking events. You can post in Facebook Marketplace and local Facebook groups. You can post on Craigslist. You can do cold email, cold outreach, cold calls. There's 1,000 ways that you can get customers, but the thing that you need to know is that most woodworking and custom furniture businesses don't have a way to get new leads on autopilot, and you need that if you plan to grow and build a substantial business. Here's number 4. You need to figure out the brand. Who do you want to be and what do you want to be known for? And something that's so important about this is branding is not what you say you are, it's what the market says you are. And so what we want to do is when we create a brand, number one, we want to have beautiful images. We want to have a beautiful logo. We want to have a name that resonates with the market. If I'm a good old boy that loves to build stuff, but all my market is women between the ages of 30 and 50 with kids and grandkids and family, I don't want to call it Zach's Woodshop, right? I want to call it something that's going to resonate more with the audience I'm trying to reach. So with that, it would be more, my name would have something around family, it'd have something around legacy, it'd have something around being together, right? So we want to build a brand that resonates with the audience we're trying to attract, okay? The other thing I'll say about this that's really good, that helped me a lot, is just be who you are. Don't try to become somebody for your audience. Be who you are. So if you care deeply about your faith, if you care deeply about your family, whatever you're passionate about, talk about it. Right? These things are going to connect your audience to you even more, right? So for example, if you're watching this right now, I'm a pastor, I'm a Christian, I'm a father, I'm a husband. I care deeply about taking care of my body and trying to stay fit. And so constantly making sure that I'm taking care of what God has entrusted me with. And that is the people that I lead in my ministry, the people that I lead inside the Woodworking Business Accelerator program, you guys that are watching here right now, my own personal walk with Jesus, my faith walk, the way that I lead and love my wife and my children. These are things that matter to me, right? And so as I say this, some of you are like, well, I don't like that thing about Zach. But those of you that just resonated with everything that I said, you're more connected to me and more bonded to me now than before I just said all those things, right? Because we're aligned from a core value standpoint, right? And you have to be willing to, maybe tick some people off, or some people be like, well, I don't agree with that, in order to really find your audience, really find the people that align with who you are and what you believe. So with that, you got to figure out your brand. You got to get the logo, you got to get your fonts, you got to get your page cleaned up and looking good, your images, your videos, they have to be crispy. They got to look good. They can't look like a 90-year-old dinosaur pulled out an iPhone 3 and got the video, right? You need to make it look nice. We are in an image-driven business. If you're a custom woodworker, custom furniture manufacturer, people care about aesthetics. They care about how it looks, how it makes their home feel, right? So you have to make sure that you're capturing your product and your brand in the best light possible, okay? Lastly, number 5, this is the last thing you need to do before you start your woodworking business, is that you need to get ready to throw your business plan in the trash. So why do I say this? Because what I did and what I experienced, what every business owner experiences that actually puts their feet on the ground and starts taking steps, they dream, they plan, they put together an idea of what they want. And then when they start their business, they realize that it's not exactly what they thought it was going to be. There are going to be elements of your business that need to adapt, need to change to your market. There are going to be elements of your business that don't go exactly how you thought. And so if you try to stick to the plan when the market, which is where all the revenue is telling you something completely different, you're going to miss out. So you got to get off of the plan, be willing to adjust the plan, change the plan so that you can follow the money, follow the opportunity, follow the favor that's in front of you, right? So with this, these are the 5 things you need to do before you start a woodworking or a custom furniture business. Number 1, figure out the product, figure out the financials, figure out the marketing, figure out the brand, and then you may need to throw your business plan in the trash or heavily edit it before you're done, right? So with this, a couple resources I want to give you. Number 1 is my free ebook. It's the first link in the description below. Totally free to you. Just enter your name, your email, and we'll send that right over to you. Number 2 is the Handmade Hero Academy program. If you're a brand new beginner and you're watching this video and you're trying to figure out some really practical steps to take, this is the number 1 resource that I can recommend to you. If you don't have any business experience, you don't know how to find product market fit, you don't know how to take great photos and great videos, be sure to check this program out. One piece of furniture that you sell from the principles that you learn inside this program, and it will pay for itself, okay? So be sure to check that out. And then number 3 is the Woodworking Business Accelerator program. This is our flagship program where we're helping over 65 guys all across the US and Canada right now grow and scale their woodworking businesses to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 thousands of dollars per month, right? We have a proven process. We've now worked with over 120 custom furniture business owners, and there's no reason that you couldn't be the next, right? So with that, love and appreciate you all. If you're interested in any of those resources, be sure to check the links out below. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next video.